What's going on, guys? I'm Bankrupt Custom Offsets. I've got Dustin.CEO with me.
There's only two N's.
You have to enunciate the two N's.
Okay.
All right. We got no N's and two N's.
Okay.
Anyway,
the original Dustin.
Anyway, and today we're going to talk about something that Dustin ran into a little bit. A couple of things you ran into.
Correct.
Mistakes when planning your build that could bankrupt you.
Correct. I'm not bankrupt.
You're not bankrupt because we caught a lot of things in time.
We figured them out.
Yes.
But we're going to tell you how not to not figure them out.
Yes. I'm not saying you did all of these, but there's some that I did draw from you.
Right.
Just let you know.
I like it.
So the first thing I want to talk about is cost of the truck versus cost of modifying it.
I didn't do this one.
You didn't do this one. So let's say you got a really, really good deal on like a mid-90s K1500, right?
Correct.
Some old guy up the road selling it for $1,000.
Okay.
So what do? You go out and you buy wheels and tires, you buy suspension, you spend 10 grand lifting this truck.
Okay.
So now you're $11,000 in on a $3,000 truck.
And then you go to sell it.
And you go to sell it and
you get $3,000 for your $3,000 truck.
right.
That makes
now it's
complete sense.
not worth anything anymore.
And people do it all the time, I feel like, right?
Oh yeah, like
I'm gonna save money on the vehicle because I'm gonna make it super badass, but then they make it badass and they realize that they want something newer because other people are driving newer vehicles, which the older vehicles are sweet still and you can make them super cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm even having like that, like I want a 2021 now, you know?
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm almost there, but anyways, and then you just can't get anything back out of it. Yeah, that would suck because building is not the cheapest thing you can do.
No, not at all. And you spend all of that money on a truck that's just not worth it anymore.
Right, and it's cool for a little while. What? Well, you're right in the frame. Oh, you are. Let's roll into the second thing that Banker just told me about, which is doing it right the first time. I could see that this being a problem because when you're buying wheels and tires and you're buying suspension and you're buying all the fun things that need to go onto your vehicle and you spend thousands of dollars doing that because it's the only way to do it, and then you realize that you want 24 by 14s, but you bought 20 by 9s, or vice versa. You bought 22 by 12s and didn't talk to anybody or look in our gallery or do anything that would have taught you the right thing to do, and then you rub and scrub and have to rebuy those wheels. You're talking thousands of dollars. I mean, granted, yes, you could sell them, but even if you literally buy a brand new set of wheels and they get delivered to your doorstep and you throw them onto your truck and you drive them for 4 miles and bring them back to your house and put them up for sale because they weren't the right ones, you're not getting your money back.
Here's where I think you did this.
Damn it.
I kind of have a different take on this subject,
Okay.
but fog lights. You put in some random eBay cubes instead of just waiting for your Morimoto ones to come in.
Correct.
So now you have to take everything back apart to put these Morimoto cubes in. When if you just would have waited, because they came in like the next week,
Right.
now they've just been sitting on your desk for a month.
Right. But hear me out. So I did that because I'm impatient.
See, don't be impatient. Do
Yes.
it right the first time.
Correct. Okay.
So
I can see it.
Perfect example.
The mirrors too.
Yes, the mirrors too.
Yeah.
Perfect example of this, Biggs' truck. He found the cheapest dude on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or wherever he found that dude to powder coat his lift kit, got it back, and it was basically just wet spray paint.
Yep.
So he had to get it taken off,
It was really bad.
re-powder coated, which he never did. He just spray painted it himself. Now it all fell off, and now he is finally going around to getting it re-powder coated.
I really hope we have a picture of that to show them because it was really bad.
Oh yeah, he's got,
Okay,
I'm sure
cool.
John will find the B-roll from that build.
Awesome.
Because that was bad. Like just do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Pay the guy that the shop that everybody knows about that does powder coat, that does a good job. You might pay a little bit more, but get it done right the first time.
Yep, I didn't think about this like that because if you put a lift kit in, and let's say you just don't even get it powder coated and you just put it in black or whatever it comes, but you realize then you want to powder coat it, then you have to go back to Banker and knock on his door again and be like, hey, I know we just got done putting all this stuff in, but I'm just going to need you to take it back out because I want to get it painted or powder coated or whatever, and that would suck because then Banker would probably kill you while you sleep.
Dustin Korth. Third thing I thought of, repairs before, this is another thing you kind of almost did. Repairs before putting that lift kit in, because you get all excited, you bought a lift kit, you go to take your truck apart, and now you need wheel bearings, you need upper control arms, you need lower ball joints, you need bushings, you need all of this stuff.
This is a personal attack, I needed all of that.
Now you end up spending another $1,500 brakes. You spend $2 grand.
$2,800.
Just replay. $2,800 fixing stuff.
Yeah.
when you just paid, you know, $3,000 for a lift kit and you didn't think about all that. So now you're $5,800 into this lift kit install.
Yeah, but there's really no way to avoid that one.
Well, no, but
like because you
right?
have to do it, you know, but like you have to know that you have to do it. So like my problem was they told me at the dealership that I had to do all of that, and then I sent you that text message and I was like, hey banker, here is the list of stuff they're telling me I need to repair when I went to go get a warranty work done. And I'm sitting there going, yo, they just want to get me because they're doing this warranty work for free. And you said, no, don't do any of that, which is good because they would have charged me an arm and a leg to do it. But so I knew it was coming, but like forgot it was coming, I guess. So I was not prepared for that.
Knowing it's coming is different, right?
Right.
So check those things. Check your wheel bearings, check your brakes, check your ball joints and everything before you go taking everything apart from the truck, and that's when you find out. Because then at least you have time to save up, right?
Yeah, if your brakes are squeaking, you're probably gonna need them. Or like if your truck doesn't stop anymore, that's probably a good sign that you're gonna need some brakes.
Or it just needs like a recall.
Or that, yeah. Well, yeah, that is true because I couldn't stop and it was a recall. But I also needed brakes, so it was a little bit of both. But anyways, yeah, and when we say bankrupt, like the word bankrupt is thrown around, I feel like with like people who have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their bank. I don't have that, right? So like, like a $5,000 mistake, I'm bankrupt. I'm done, I'm out.
You have to sell a couple smokers,
yeah,
bro.
See, I'm gonna sell some smokers. You guys need one? Feel like the fourth thing would be doing it all at once versus doing it in stages. I am a hybrid of this because I am fortunate enough to be able to do it all at once because I have you and I have custom offsets to help me with being able to do that. But definitely if I didn't work here, I would not have been able to do what I did. Period. Just hands down, I wouldn't have been able to, but I still would have done it. And exactly like I told them in my video when I was going through it is every time you do something, it's gonna feel good. Every time you put something on, it's gonna feel good. So don't like think you have to do it all at once. Go do the things you wanna do first. So like suspension, obviously being probably the most important. Because if you're gonna put big wheels and tires, we saw this yesterday with Cole's truck, we took it out, it was on 22 by 12s, the thing's on like a 2-inch lift or something. Banker didn't tell me it was gonna rub and scrub, and I almost ripped the bumper right off the motherfucker when I pulled it out of the garage. But anyways, so do the suspension first, so that way when you get your wheels and tires and you know they're gonna fit, you know, because then you're gonna go back to number one of having the wrong size wheels and tires.
Yeah, exactly.
And having to buy them over again. This is a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's almost bad because we do it all at once all the time, right? Like all of our videos, we do everything at once. We're not on that tight budget. So if you're on a budget, it's okay to do that lift kit now, do bumpers later, do headlights later.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to do it all now, finance it, whatever, but you don't have to. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's really cool to see a truck all done.
Yep. Start
from, you know, stock truck and just finish it all at once. I prefer doing it that way.
Yep.
But again, it's not my bank account. That's
well, wheels,
the
tires,
shop's.
suspension. That's the most important, and that's what our customers always did too. So like, we're talking to you guys, and we're talking to the people that would come into the shop and buy their stuff here and get it installed here. It would be wheels, it'd be tires, it'd be suspension. Right. Those are the three. If you have the budget for that, do that. Then all the rest of the light bars, the fog lights, the mirrors, the headlights, the tail lights. All that stuff costs money, you know, at the end of the day, and you can do that later.
Honestly, you can do that first. So
yeah, true.
Now that I think about it, when I built my black truck the first time around, I did a small lift, but I did all the headlights that are still in it. I did the grill, you know, all the stuff that's still done to it cosmetically, and then I went bigger with the lift as I went. So.
Especially if you're like wrapping and stuff, because you can like wrap in your garage and you can, you know.
And it's significantly easier to wrap a stock size truck than is a lift one.
True.
That is for sure. We've learned that one. So something you said during that segment, and that is making sure the wheels fit.
Yes.
Right? Because if you get something that's too big and you really...
that was a segment.
Yeah, that's all right. If you get something that's too big and you really just want them to fit, and you end up just smashing the fender and hacking the bumper apart, and you're just not happy with how it looks, then you gotta take it to a body shop. And body shops are not cheap.
No.
Not at all. And this is something Sean just learned with his truck and his build. You know, he just told me to smash it back, it'll be fine. And I was like, I don't like the way this looks. And we finally talked him into doing it the right way. You know, smashing with a hammer is free. Body shop work, unless you own a body shop or you are a body person, is not cheap.
No.
Is not free. So that can add up really quick, especially if you really mess it up yourself. Like, take the Sawzall and just cut the whole fender out. Now they gotta...
Yeah, I feel like the body shop's the type of place you call. And you're like, hi, can I speak to service? And they're like, yeah, do you have a credit card on file? Because they're just gonna rob you.
Yeah, they're just gonna rack that up. Yeah, it's gonna look phenomenal when it's done, hopefully, because a cheap body shop's probably not gonna look phenomenal.
Yeah, look at reviews. body shop reviews. That's another mistake that can bankrupt you. Going to the wrong body shop and having to do that again.
The guys that throw new bumpers on taxi cabs are probably not the same guys that are gonna be, custom paint and be able to fix your fender real nice.
How many trucks have you done that to where you just like hacked literally it to the point where it was just terrible? And were they okay with it, or were they like, man, I didn't know it was gonna be this?
Yeah, and it's a lot.
Really?
We always tell them like, this is way too aggressive. This is what we're gonna have to do. And just like Sean, they're like, oh, it's not that bad. Well, it'll be fine. Okay, and to be fair, most of them, this is Wisconsin. The lower part of the fender was rotted away anyway, so it just kind of pushed back, smushed back.
Right.
And didn't look terrible, but the truck didn't look great to begin with. But this is the second one of Sean's trucks. There was a brand new truck and a completely clean mint truck. You kind of want to keep that aesthetic, that same look.
Yeah, you definitely don't want it to look hacked and hacked up.
Yeah.
That'd be bad.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want that. No. I think the last thing that we need to talk about is probably alignment.
Yeah, the last part of your build, really.
Yes, it's the last thing you do when you get the build done. But I feel like people like myself, when you've already dumped all that money into it, and you're like, holy shit, we have another thing we have to do. We have to go to alignment, and that's only a couple $100 or whatever, but a couple $100 a lot of times adds up. But anyways, if you don't go to alignment, I guess what is like the worst thing that would happen, right? Your tires are gonna rub to bald, like.
Right, you're gonna chew up the tires extremely quick.
Right, because you like align mine by eye. And it drove pretty.
To get it to the alignment shop.
It drove pretty okay. And so had I not known it wasn't aligned, had he not told me, it drove okay. It wasn't terrible. But anyways, I could see someone doing that, lifting the truck, putting the wheels and tires on there, and then going and just being like, hey, letting go of the steering wheel and be like, they said 3 seconds, as long as I don't veer off to the side, I'm good. Yeah, completely tearing up their brand new tires that now they have to go buy again.
Well, and your truck is a perfect example, right? We got that done late at night, and you're like, I'm done with this. The truck's done, it's lifted, I just want to drive it.
Yeah, I want to go home.
Right? Can be fine, but then it's when you keep doing that, you're like, nah, it drove fine. What do I don't really need an alignment. And you keep telling yourself that until you're 10,000 miles onto those tires, you haven't rotated them, it's unaligned, and now you need new tires that you just financed, and you can't, you're still making payments on bald tires that are all choppy.
And I feel like there's other things that have got to go wrong in this, right? Like ball joints or something like that.
Absolutely.
Like there's gotta be
if it's far enough out, you're wearing out all those components that either you didn't replace because you didn't think about it, or you just did replace and now they need replaced again.
Right.
This one can really add up really quick. So where a $150 alignment could have saved you a couple thousand, being lazy can cost you that couple of $1,000s.
We don't want to spend thousands. We don't want to do that if we don't have to. I'd rather put my money into my build than into my build again. I think that was a pretty good selection of things because it's all things that are very common. I feel like it's things that are common, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, let us know what you think, guys. Those are the main things that we're thinking of that can really go wrong when you're building a truck and can cost you a lot more than you expected. So remember, wheels, tires, suspension, customoffsets.com. Like and subscribe to the YouTube because we need to pay guys like John. He doesn't get paid enough.
And me.
And you.
Yeah.
Damn it, Banker.